In the 21st century, our world is changing faster than ever before. With technology at our fingertips 24/7, we're constantly bombarded with notifications, emails, and endless scrolling. Our attention spans are shrinking, leaving us more distracted and less productive. And our stress levels are skyrocketing, with rates of anxiety, depression, and burnout higher than ever before. Many of us are glued to our screens, while we struggle to stay present in the moment. We're juggling more than we can handle, yet focusing on what really matters has never felt harder. But what if there was a way to hit pause, regain control, and take a breather in this chaotic, modern world we live in? We've all heard that mindfulness meditation can be a powerful tool for improving our mental well-being. But how much of that is actually backed by science? We decided to find out by diving into the research and putting ourselves to the test. For 3 weeks, we committed to 13 minutes of mindfulness meditation every day to see how it would impact us. In this video, we'll explore the effects of mindfulness meditation on both our minds and bodies, sharing our personal experiences along with insights from scientific studies. We'll cover the potential benefits from stress reduction, improving decision-making, and highlighting some of the biological changes that meditation can bring about. Each section will be timestamped below, and as always, all research papers and resources mentioned in this video will be referenced and listed in the description. Before we begin, we should mention that meditation is a growing field of research. We've tried our best to summarize the relevant points about meditation for our video, but many areas will have mixed evidence. So it's important to not interpret any findings conclusively and keep an eye out for any new studies. So without further ado, let's get into it. In our experiment, we completed a 30-minute non-guided mindfulness meditation every day over a period of 3 weeks. We also tracked our heart rate data to see if meditation caused any reductions in our resting heart rate. Now you may be wondering, why 13? What's so special about meditating for 13 minutes a day? Well, the evidence is mixed. A study published recently actually found no differences between short and long meditations, but a 2019 study was able to show improvements in mood, attention, memory, and stress reduction for a 13-minute daily meditation. Now, although this study only found these effects after a period of 8 weeks, and they also completed guided meditations instead, we nevertheless stole their magic number and decided to try it on for ourselves. For the timing of meditation, the evidence is once again mixed, with some studies suggesting that there is no difference between meditating in the morning or in the evening. However, there was an interesting study published by Berardi and colleagues in 2023, which analyzed data from a commercial meditation app with a sample of over 14,000 participants and almost 1 million app users. They found that meditating in the morning was associated with a greater maintenance of a meditation habit, at least within the app. And this was also consistent with other studies which found the morning to be an ideal time for building new habits based on what we know about circadian rhythms and morning routines. Regardless, most studies seem to agree that meditation can fairly reliably lead to a range of benefits compared to not meditating at all. And we'll cover these benefits very shortly. Before our experiment began, we hoped that meditation would 1. Improve our awareness and our decision making, 2. Reduce stress, and 3. Improve our attention span. First, let's see if meditation improved our awareness. As the name goes, mindfulness meditation is defined by the APA as a type of meditation in which a person focuses attention on their breathing, and thoughts, feelings, and sensations are experienced freely as they arise. By practicing to focus attention on our senses, we expectedly became more mindful and aware throughout our daily lives during the 3-week period. Personally, I found myself to be more conscious of the choices that I was making every day when I was meditating. And I had one of my most productive periods during the experiment. Instead of mindlessly doom scrolling on my phone and wasting my time with whatever distractions I wanted, I used my time a lot more efficiently and spent it doing things that made myself prouder and a lot more happier. Next up, let's see if meditation helped with reducing our stress. Now, because we started this experiment right around the time our academic semester began, we analyzed our resting heart rate data from our smartwatches and compared if there were any differences between the month before and after the first week of our semester. The results are here, but to spare you the trouble, there were basically no meaningful differences in our resting heart rate caused by meditation. For me, while my heart rate consistently increased after the beginning of each semester, meditation did not reduce the extent of the increase, and for Parsa, there was effectively no relationship at all. This doesn't mean that meditation had no effect on stress reduction though. It's much more likely that there were other factors, such as physical activity and sleep, that had a greater say in determining our resting heart rate. Meditation is still very much a useful tool for lowering our heart rate in the short term and producing a calming effect, which is a major reason why many people swear by this practice. Now for our attention span. We did find that during our meditation period, we were better able to focus on our tasks at hand and avoid distractions in our environments. I know that for myself, after the experiment had finished, when I wasn't consistently meditating, I was a lot more susceptible to being distracted by notifications and other things in my environment, leading my days to be less structured than before. Still, this might have been due to other factors, such as changing up my routine, which ultimately affected my ability to focus. I've just finished the last meditation of this 3-week period. I'd like to think I became more mindful, more appreciative of my senses, being able to focus in the present moment. And it's been a very enjoyable ride along. I think I want to continue meditating after this, but maybe not as long as 13 minutes. I think I need to have a think about that. Otherwise, yeah, what an experiment it's been.
That for our final day of the meditation experiment. It was a very good 3 weeks. I hadn't meditated in a while, so it was kind of refreshing to get back into it. In terms of how it made me feel, sleepy is a very good impression that I got from it. Every day I feel like I was just daydreaming. Sometimes even I feel like it was like a semi-nap within my meditation sessions. But like after my watch goes off, I'm back into it. And I'm like, damn, that was kind of refreshing. I feel like just now talking, I feel a bit more refreshed. But also, the thing with my meditation, I didn't do it at a time specifically. I had done it in the early mornings. I've done it before lunch, after lunch, in the evening, at night before bed. And most of them, what they had in common was making me feel sleepy just before bed, kind of helped me, put me to sleep. Right after waking up in the mornings was a bit of a hit or miss, because I feel like it put me in a more sleepier kind of position. And during the day, when I found was the best time to meditate actually was before eating any food. By food I mean lunch. And in between my study breaks really helped me to bring my attention back to my studies after finishing meditation. So I feel like if I was to continue meditation, I would have it maybe not 13 minutes, but rather like 5 minutes, because that's like how usually my breaks are, and would implement it within that 5 minutes of my break. Other than that, would I continue this meditation? Not 13 minutes, but maybe 2 5-minute breaks for my study sessions, one towards the morning, one towards the night. That could be a potential use for it. It also really, with people struggling with falling to sleep, it does put you in a situation that you're more likely to fall back to sleep. More insights, I would say, with the meditation, it's thoughts, they come into your head, but then you're trying to focus on your breathing and your body and its positioning in your surrounding, and random thoughts, a lot of them just come in, and I feel like that's just how meditation is. And it's just like grabbing that focus from those and bringing it back to how you're breathing. That's what matters. Just being able to focus on your breathing is going to improve your focus. That's the point of meditation and what's trying to kind of help us improve on. And you kind of become a master of guessing the time. If you watch this clip back, literally before the 30-minute hit, I was like, this is coming to an end, and I have no clue how. But in my feelings, I was just taking 2 deep breaths. I was like, it's gonna be 30 minutes now. And then my watch just went off. That was quite interesting as well. I don't know if it was just a fluke guess, but that was also pretty fascinating. How your brain can keep track of time despite everything. It was good. Different uses for different times of the day. For me, probably just before bed, helped me falling asleep, and in between my study sessions was the best use of it. that's that. Happy meditating, guys.
Okay, so how does this all line up with the science behind meditation? It turns out that there are very strong evidence that support the effect of meditation on improving our attention span. For example, we know that mindfulness meditation can alter what we call the default mode network in our brains. Specifically, it can decrease the activity of a brain region called the posterior cingulate cortex, which becomes activated at times such as when we daydream and our mind wanders while thinking about ourselves and our experiences. Mindfulness meditation can strengthen the connections that better enable us to shift our attention back to the present moment, helping us focus and reducing our internal dialogue. A week into our experiment, I noted down that some of the thoughts that often popped up into my mind included: what time should I do whatever task? Whose messages do I need to reply to? What's happened recently? And what should I discuss in the meditation podcast? And although it was frustrating that I couldn't seamlessly focus my attention on just my breathing, this perhaps reflects our mind's tendency to jump from one thought to another, and how mindfulness meditation can be a great tool to practice our ability to stay focused in the present. I think for anyone who tries meditating for the first time, this is probably a very common experience, and it's important to remember that it's just a normal part of our human condition. Science has found many other benefits of meditation, such as their ability to replicate the benefits of other clinically proven interventions for illnesses such as depression, PTSD, and substance addiction. It can be a useful tool in reducing pain, as well as even slowing down the aging of our brains. All of these interesting findings will be referenced down below, and we encourage you to stay updated on more exciting scientific literature on mindfulness meditation. Also, check out our podcast for a more in-depth discussion on our meditation experience. Hopefully, this has been an insightful video about our experience meditating for 21 days, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.